Today the question we're looking at is merge intervals. The question is that we're given different ranges along a number line and we have to merge the overlapping intervals, right? So it's straightforward to understand, but let me give a pictorial view of it, right? So here, let's say we have a number line, something like this, right? What we have right now here is number line, and we are given intervals like 1 to 3, then 2 to 6, 6 to 7, things like that. So what we need to do is, if there is an overlap between different intervals, we need to club them together. And so for example, like this entire thing, so an interval started from here, then it overlapped with this particular one from 2 to 6, and then it overlapped with 6 to 7. So we club all of this together and this whole thing becomes one interval, okay? And then this is another interval. So that's something, that's what we have to do. There are a couple of ways we can approach this, okay? So one way is that you just place all the intervals on a number line. So let's say you just, whatever the range is, I think in the question it's around 10 to the power 4 or something. So just take a vector or something like that, and take all the intervals and place them on the number line. And whenever there is a starting point, you do a +1 at that point. So let's say this interval is, so there's an interval starting here, so there's +1 for this, +1 for this, and whenever an interval is ending, so you subtract. So there's a -1 for this, -1 for this, okay? So sorry, this is starting, so this is +1, this is ending, so it is -1, this is ending, -1, ending, -1, starting, +1, this is ending, -1, +1, -1. So every time there is a starting, you do +1. So it's sort of a marker on the number line, and you can just traverse through the number line, see wherever along the range the count is greater than 0. That means that there is an existing interval along that range of the number line, right? And if there is a 0, or there is nothing started, nothing stopped along that regions, and then there's no range, right? So there's no interval. So for example, from 1 to 6, so starting from 1 here until 6 or 7 here, so you have these numbers, like 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 7 plus 2 plus 1 again, and then plus, there's -1 plus 1, so it remains the same, and then -1. So when the count ends, so sort of you club all of this whole thing together. Similarly, when the count becomes 0, you club all of this together. So sort of this gives you an idea of how you can go about with this. And then another way you can probably do this is with the indices, right? So the ranges are given in form of an array or a vector, whatever you want to call it. So we traverse that array instead of the number line. In this, we are traversing the number line, right? So we are traversing the line. In here, we will be traversing the indices, okay, and not the line. So in such a case, we need to put the intervals in an order. So we sort the intervals, and we have to check if there is an overlap with the consecutive intervals, right? So let's say whatever your current interval is, you run on that interval, and max of it, which is like the end points, right? So let's say interval is given in the form 2,6, and then the next interval is sort of 6,7. So you're checking if the end point of this is greater than or equal to this. So there will be an overlap if this is beyond this, right? So in such a case, they are overlapping, so merge them, min of both or max of both. So the new interval becomes starting from here till here. this becomes a new interval. And then using this you can just keep traversing with the next interval. You can again compare if they're overlapping or not, or if maybe an interval is beyond this, so the end point of this is less than the starting point of this. In such a case there is no overlap, and whatever the current interval is, you just push it to the result. Okay, so complexity for this would be like the order of range, right? Whatever the number line is, so we are traversing every element along the number line, so that this will be along that. And for this will be n log n, because we are sorting, right? Number of elements we're sorting, and then we're traversing in order of n. Okay, so overall it will be n log n. So yeah, as per the range, as per the requirement, whichever suits you, we can implement it that way. Okay, so let's just look at the solution here. Right, so I think time complexity would be n log n for this. Need to correct that. Yeah, so it's pretty much straightforward. As I said, we're sorting the intervals, and then we have we picked up the first interval. We're checking if it is overlapping with the next interval, right? If we're checking if it is overlapping the next interval. If it is so, then we are merging it, right? So we are extending the end point of it. Okay, and if otherwise, we are just pushing the current interval into the result, and we are reinitializing the current interval. Okay, so we keep on doing this, and finally we reach the end. And in the end we'll be left with the last remaining interval, so we'll push that into the result as well, and we have that. So yeah, that's about it for this question.